Okay. On thin ice tackle sensitive topics including alcohol, drugs, and sexual abuse that some readers might find disturbing. Please proceed with caution. Competing in the World Championships is every athlete's dream, and I was no exception. Our performance was supposed to start in just a few minutes. We were the crowd favorite. Unfortunately, our plans were about to go sideways, and my dream would become my worst nightmare. We were greeted with a standing ovation. The two of us glided across the ice and moved as freely, as gracefully as birds in flight. We looked amazing together. Our technical execution was flawless, and our performance memorized the audience. Victory was already ours to celebrate. Despite the beauty of the moment, I felt insecure. I caught a glimpse of my mom, who was rooting for us from the stands. I recognized the person who took her seat beside her. The headmaster. From that moment on, everything went awry. My partner warned me about an unplanned lift in our act. This was our fatal mistake, and all hell broke loose after that. I don't know what happened, but Tom, whom I trusted completely, failed to catch me during the twist of the lift. I fell, my head left a bloody streak on the cold ice. I touched my temple and felt something wet. Catherine? Weirdly, for a second, I thought everything had worked out. I didn't feel anything. But the shock receded. The pain began to grow. How did I pulled myself up on my elbows, trying to assess the situation. Whispering what? The spectators jumped up from their seats and stood there dazed. My partner was lying a couple of feet away from me. The doctors rushed to him first. He wasn't moving. What the hell is going on? The choices you make now will change the course of the story. Some choices twist the plot slightly, while others lead to significant changes. The realization of what was happening brought me to my senses, and I got scared. I rolled onto my back and cried out. Unbearable pain was spreading upward from my hip. It was hard to breathe, and my heart was thrashing in my chest. Help me. I clawed at the ice as fear and excruciating pain surged through me. Finally, the doctors ran to me. I I couldn't see their faces clearly, but I could hear their worried voices, whispering it hurts. At the time, all I could only think about was my condition. This moment was forever imprinted in my memory. New York, present day. Sorry for taking so long to pack up everything. Mom collected so much stuff during her life it wasn't easy to get all of it together. I carried a box around the living room, examining the corners. That's okay, I understand. You said she had passed away. I stopped and reluctantly turned to the new owner of the apartment. Yes, unfortunately. She had been battling cancer for 10 years. In the end, the cancer won. I was hopeful till the end, but I'm sorry, you must still be coming to terms with it. Some choices increase your light or darkness. Which do you rely on? Change the topic. I don't usually bare my soul to strangers. It's completely unnecessary. Oh, are you doing some remodeling? Would you like any help or tips? She sees the opportunity to steer the conversation towards something more mundane. Yes, I'm thinking of changing the wallpaper. You know, it's about time someone did. I wanted to do it so many times and never got around to actually getting it done. Fortunate phone call cut the remainder of our conversation short. I gotta go now. All the best to you and happy housewarming. Thank you. Goodbye, Catherine. As I walked away from my apartment, my phone continued vibrating in my pocket, playing on my nerves. I set the box in the back seat of the car and finally pulled out my phone. Raindrops splattered onto the screen, hiding the caller's name. I brushed them away and finally saw her name. I asked to be left alone. Naomi is a good friend, but sometimes she's such a pain. Well, take the call. Yes, Naomi. I know, I promised not to call you, but I have news. Can't this wait? No, by the way, are you free? I got everything cleared out and handed over the keys, so it's official. My mother's apartment is no longer my property. But how much money did you make, huh? Why don't you buy yourself a decent place to live and take me in while you're at it? Yeah, sure. But in the meantime, let's just be glad we get to live and work at the hotel. I carefully climbed into the car as I listened to her. Naomi, I'm just heading out, so... Catherine, your ex is here. I bumped my head against the top of the door frame, surprised by the news. What? Okay, right. Your no talking while driving rule. I remember. I'm waiting at the hotel. I hung up and threw the phone in the back seat. He couldn't just wait. The drumming rain made it hard to focus, so I reached for the radio. What's left? Mom died. Father left as soon as he found out about her illness. The only person I can talk to is Naomi, but her nosiness and her tendency to do whatever she feels like drives me crazy. My mind began to wander as I waited at an intersection for the light to change. Mom always dreamed that I'd become a famous skater. And I did. My success made her so happy, year after year. She was in remission, and I really began to think that she'd recover. But everything ground to a halt after my injury. After that, the bad luck came rolling in. Things weren't exactly perfect before that, but there were moments that made my soul sing and filled my heart, until suddenly it was all gone. The last thing my mother asked me to do was make an appointment with a psychologist or a therapist. She thought I couldn't bear another tragedy in my life. And I promised her. A deafening car honk brought me back to my senses. Apparently, I hadn't noticed the light changing to green. Startled from my thoughts, I pressed the gas pedal. Focus on the road. After entering the hotel parking lot, I breathed a sigh of relief. But a painfully familiar car caught my eye. So relentless. My hands trembled convulsively, my fingers refused to grip the steering wheel. The pain in my hip was a continuous reminder of my loss. Squeezing my eyes shut, I tried to pull myself back together, but it didn't work. Realizing once again that I couldn't handle this on my own, I reached for the passenger seat. And without taking my eyes from the hotel, I pulled a bottle of painkillers from the glove compartment. I quickly took one pill. I'll need it. I threw the bottle into the open box. Hope this kicks in soon. With the car parked, I took my things and headed to the entrance where Naomi was already waiting for me. Whispering, I'll follow my heart. Despite the weather, she stood at the entrance smoking yet another cigarette. Her expression instantly brightened as she noticed me approaching. Come on already, it's cold. When did he arrive? She was silent, but her eyes told me that something was off. Naomi. Right after you left. Why didn't you call me right away? He's the ex, let him wait. Naomi didn't know the whole truth. One day she found a stranger in my room. I had to come up with a story quickly, so I told her it was my ex. I chuckled. I'll talk to him. I hope he's not in the mood for trouble today. Or maybe he came for a reason. Maybe he's looking for you for a reason. Maybe he wants you to take him back. Suddenly I noticed him near the elevator. I quickly grabbed Naomi and pushed her against the wall. I had to lean out a little to lock eyes with him and hint for him to go up to my room. The coast is clear. Oh, what have you got here? The box was open and she managed to grab the first thing that came to hand. She saw my medicine and grabbed it. There was no label on the bottle, but Naomi was already trying hard to figure out what it was. Naomi, give it back now. I grabbed it and put it back in the box. Stop snooping around. Was that your mother's? Why would you take those? Stop it. Your curiosity is killing me. Don't force me over the line. It won't end well. I'll go up to my room, get changed, and we can get to work. Naomi suddenly quieted down and started staring at something. What's wrong? I turned around. A young man near the front desk was looking at us. Girlfriend, he's gnawing at you. Suddenly I felt uneasy. I'd clean his room. I shouldered her gently, nudging her forward. I'll be back soon. Meanwhile, you'd better go back to work. I entered my room and saw the pseudo-ex sitting on the bed. Peter, what the hell? Slamming the door, I stormed up to him. I asked you not to show your face here ever again. I brought what you wanted, but I'm not giving it to you until you pay me what you already owe. Sometimes money clouded his judgment. I'm tired of chasing you like a dog. I'm working in the clinic around the clock, and I don't have time to wait for you. He stood up, dusting off his suit. With an insolent smile, I took his place while continuing to look down at him. Where'd you get the suit? Biting my lip, I looked him over. I had to borrow it because they only let high-end guests in here. Okay, don't be mad. Today I got what you're looking so desperately seeking. Opening the box, I pulled a couple of bills and handed them over. No offense intended, I had some problems, but I'm okay now. Peter exhaled heavily. Apologies accepted, but next time don't leave me hanging. I slowly met his gaze. It was as memorizing as it had been back then. 3 years ago, I stood in the hallway waiting for my mother to finish yet another doctor's appointment. After the incident at the championship, her health had deteriorated. The stress and her depression led to her cancer relapsing. She received a strong prescription for pain that would otherwise have left her crying out in misery all night. It was selfish, disgusting, and horrible, but I was lying. I knew how to pull one over on a young pharmacist. I got them to sell me 2 packs of the medicine. I gave one to my mom and secretly stashed the other one for myself. That day I had a chance encounter with someone who soon became my accomplice in this sensitive affair. He happened to notice me pulling something out of my mother's bag. Good afternoon. Almost choking on my water, I turned to him. I didn't find older men particularly attractive, especially doctors, but his eyes and the way he was looking at me made me question my tastes. You know that drug is addictive, right? I didn't make a sound. Would you mind if we talked? Maybe I can help. His slightly naive smile grew into a bold grin, and he helped. He kindly agreed to write me prescriptions for pills that relieved my much despised hip pain. What's up with you? I just remembered how we met. Really? For a moment he froze, not taking his eyes off me. I noticed how he swallowed nervously and his fingers fussed with the hem of his jacket. And our night? I remember. It was at a bar. I had way too many drinks. The music made my body relax, and I was dancing. At that moment, I felt free from all my problems. His hot palm slowly slid over my waist. I immediately recognized his hands, his smell, his energy. Maybe it was wrong, but I forgot myself in the arms of an attractive man. His passionate kisses covered my body and roused me in furious desire in me. I gracefully stood across the room and opened the door for him. Peter, don't you get it? I felt terrible. I got drunk and you were there. Yes, we had sex. It was good sex, I admit that. But after that, I set clear boundaries. Our relationship was strictly business, or did you forget? But see you, Peter. In a daze, he quickly left the room. The day passed uneventfully. Naomi and I cleaned several rooms until they were immaculate. After changing our clothes and leaving the uniforms with the laundry, we went up to my room. We deserve a bonus for that. You expect too much. Just be glad no one noticed you were late this morning. I glanced at my watch and jumped. Oops, I'm late again. For what? Tell the truth. I ruffled my hair awkwardly. I made a promise to my mom to make an appointment with a psychologist and go to a couple of sessions. Naomi frowned slightly. Are you okay? Yeah, it's nothing to worry about. She was just concerned that I'd have a hard time losing her. I stared at the floor, trying to hold in my feelings. Okay, I believe you. I'm fine. Oh, listen, what if it's a younger guy? You have to look amazing. Not this. Come on, I don't need this. You're a mess. I don't want to hear another word. Naomi pulled me across the room, which never was a good sign. She rummaged through my closet, hoping to find something suitable. Not much to choose from. She pulled out a few outfits and forced me to try them on, and even though I didn't really have time, in the end I finally persuaded her to choose one. Some options can only be purchased with diamonds. They can unlock special outfits, grant access to exclusive scenes, or affect how other characters feel about you. Well, I can't do any outfit now. You can change your outfit and hairstyle at any time by tapping the wardrobe button on the menu bar at the top. Great, can I go now? Off you go. Rolling my eyes, I grabbed my bag and ran toward my car, but I bumped into someone along the way. Oh, I'm sorry, It was a good-looking guy in his 30s, maybe older. He looked around and continued. I'm sorry, have we met before? I tried to answer, but I couldn't form a sentence. God, you... The man smiled, showing his teeth as he watched me struggle with an explanation. I don't think there's any need to keep you. I sighed and he looked at me with amusement. I tried to go around him, but he blocked my way. I tried to go the other way, but there he was again. The situation was getting more awkward by the second until he finally decided to let me pass. Our eyes met, and only then did I allow myself to admire them. Bright gray irises that seemed to swirl with clouds. Sorry, see you. Hopefully. After a short drive, I pulled up to the place. I got out of the car and walked slowly toward the entrance. I hesitated, trying to will myself to go further, but it was hopeless. When I finally resolved to take another step, I heard movement behind me. I turned around abruptly and collided with someone. Ouch. Be careful. The guy from this morning was now standing right in front of me at the entrance of the psychology center. Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. Weirdly, he didn't seem surprised by the situation. Sorry, I shouldn't have. I should have introduced myself at the hotel to avoid an incident like this. An incident? Oh, this is awkward. Well, this basically says it all. I saw this girl in the lobby and her image just stuck with me, so I tried to capture it on paper. Brian. He held out his hand, but I didn't bother to return the favor. I hope the hotel doesn't find out. This drawing is beautiful, but sorry, this is just... You're dressed like you're going to a funeral. Although this place, it gives off a similar energy. Don't you think? I realized I was frowning. You're one to talk. Who does he think he is? It was terribly awkward, Brian noticing this leaned slightly toward me. Look, I'm not an expert at reading people, but I don't think you're particularly inclined to be here. Maybe I could help you. I don't need help, I just promised someone I'd come here. But since we're already on the subject, don't you think they're more equipped to help? It's their life's work after all. I nodded toward the center. Truth be told, this program sucks. I went to a few sessions and it only made the situation worse. Would you like to get away from here? I'm all for it. I was reluctant to come here in the first place, so I don't want to waste my evening off. Would you be willing to trust me? It's not like I have a choice. I'm not afraid. Where to then? There's this one great place where it'd be much easier to think than out here. Why do I feel like I might regret this? Come on, girlfriend, a life without risk is it boring? In the meantime, we're on the road to magnificence, so what do you say? Want to talk about it? I understood what he was getting at, but it wasn't his place to ask. Okay, I'll start if it makes it easier for you. My story isn't very tragic, I confess. His self-depreciation was refreshing. The thing is, I don't have parents to give me words of wisdom. Oh, my beloved brother is a ruthless businessman. He let me hit rock bottom, shall we say, and he was probably happy about it. So I decided to seek help from professionals I thought they could bring me back to life with their magic words. I had silently listened to his story up to this point. So, it sounds like he's your number one enemy. Is it really that bad? Before our parents died, he was a good man, and then something changed. He turned to stone. He became a cruel, pessimistic, and selfish bastard. He rubbed his eyes. To write it off as family tragedy would be stupid. I was with him and could have helped, but he wouldn't let me. Instead, he took over our father's business and started to expand it, and not in the best way. He asked for my support, and I gave it to him freely, and what did I get in return? The guy chuckled, but his eyes was full of anger. He ruined my life. Okay, I get it. Now tell me, why did a girl like you end up at a place like that? Well, I tried to remember why I was there. First of all, I'm Catherine. Try to remember that. Now I know your name. I'll tell you my story, but you don't get to ask for details. I'm an athlete who was injured during a serious competition. My sports career ended then and there. Because of the injury, I was unable to compete, even at the lowest levels. Of course, I still trained, but no one needed me to keep trying anymore. No one but me. I wrapped my arms around my shoulders. My mom is dead. She decided that her death would be my breaking point and asked me to go to a psychologist. But as you can see, I'm not about to jump off a bridge. It seems like life has been cruel to you. I was surprised. This was the first person who just calmly took everything in. You looked at me like that at the hotel today. No wonder it seemed like you were following me. I was staying there over the weekend, and meeting you was pure coincidence. My friend was already making long-term plans for us. She thought you'd fallen in love. I've got some bad news for her. Your receptionist is more my type. I tapped the brake a little roughly at the traffic light. Oh, you're fast. Stephen, why did you paint me then? Are you surprised? I'm into girls too. You've become my muse, but God, have you seen his face? Ah, incredible. Finally, we reached our destination. I walked along the sidewalk watching the city lights. Brian sat down on the bench and called me over to him. Come on, I won't bite. Why here? This is where I first realized that if I kept going like I was going, I'd ruin my life. So I decided to pull myself together. Do you think the same miracle will happen to me? He was silent, only continuing when I turned. I feel sorry just looking at you, Catherine. What are you talking about? Somewhat offended, I sat down on the bench, crossing my arms, waiting for an explanation. Take it easy, athlete. I didn't mean it like that. Don't judge me, okay? How did it happen, Catherine? Why? Tell me, when did your life go downhill? Was it really all because of your injury? I don't think this is a good idea. You won't get another chance. Do you think there are really many people out there who would ask to hear such a sad story? I thought about it for a minute and I realized that Brian was right. Okay. I'll tell you the short version. When I was 10, my whole family learned about my mom's illness. Dad, like the coward that he is, left us. Thanks to the competitions I won and help from my partner's family, I was able to provide for my mom's treatment. But after the injury, everyone turned their backs on me. My partner Tom and his family didn't need me anymore. I couldn't pay for my mom's treatment and she stubbornly refused to sell her apartment or accept any help. That's why she died. So how do you think I got here? Unusually, people feel very awkward at moments like this, but he didn't. He calmly continued the conversation. Interesting, it seems there's more to the story. Would you like to share? Why should I? Maybe if we ever meet again, I'll tell you then. Just to clarify, Tom was just a skating partner? The guy had picked up on another problem from my complicated past. Not really. He leaned back against the bench, his mouth slightly open. Now I was the one to surprise him. You, my friend, were in some serious trouble. I couldn't hold back an almost hysterical laugh. So your life lost its meaning, right? That's enough about me. How about you tell me how you decided to fix your life? He shook his head and tried to steer the conversation in a different direction. I already told you everything in the car. I don't think you need details. I get it. I can understand your situation. An obnoxious upstart brother who decided to raise you after the death of your parents, and not in the best way. Brian chuckled diversely. No offense. That's why we don't communicate anymore. We both fell silent, enjoying the night landscape. We watched the bright lights of the city, the twinkling stars, and the peaceful strait. The evening would have been just fabulous, but... Well, do you still want to see a psychologist? No, I promised my mom I'd go, but I've realized that I don't really need it. Can you handle it on your own? I would have laughed if his voice weren't so serious. Handle what? What do you mean, who's going to lift you up off your knees? Your life sucks, do you know why? Oh no, don't even go there. Your problems are ruining you. If you had dealt with them and moved on, you could have already been living freely and happily. You could get back into sports. For a second, the idea of going back to skating made me feel hopeful. The older I got, the more I wanted to spend time alone on the ice rink. Josh, the guard at the training ring, was kind enough to let me in the mornings. Putting on skates, I would carefully go out onto the ice and head to the very center. I would lay down on the ice listening to it and confessing my problems. People would find it strange, well, let them. After my father leaving and my mom's illness, this was the only place where I could share my sorrow. The ice held all my intimate secrets. Earth to Catherine. He waved his hands in front of my face, trying to bring me back to reality. Sorry, I was thinking about some stuff. For a second he seemed worried, but the concern quickly disappeared from his face. You know what I want? Intrigued, I moved closer to Brian. I want this meeting not to be our last one. I confess, when I saw you, I wasn't thinking about how good you might be in bed. I shouldered him playfully, but I wanted to hear the end of that sentence. I got the feeling that if I didn't see you again, I'd lose someone very important or something. A bit weird, don't you think? We've only known each other for a couple of hours. But that didn't stop us from trusting each other. Weird, absolutely, but his words were sincere and everything else faded away. My breathing slowed. It had been a long time since anyone had spoken with me like this. But our moment was interrupted by a phone call. Sorry. Pulling out my phone, I answered the call without looking at the screen. Good evening, Catherine. It's time to pay off your debts. Oh. So I got 2 light, 3 darkness, 0 authority, and 80 diamonds.